I knew something was wrong the moment I saw my mother wearing my wedding dress. She stood in front of the mirror, my mirror, holding the bodice of the gown against her chest like she was testing how it would look on her. Her eyes glittered with a kind of obsessive excitement I had never seen before. And when she noticed me reflected behind her, frozen in the doorway, she didn't even flinch. Instead, she smiled. Slowly. With purpose. I finally figured it out, she whispered, fingertips tracing the delicate lace of a dress I had saved for, dreamed of, and cried over. Why should you get the perfect wedding, when I never got mine? That was the moment everything began to unravel. That was the moment I realized my mom wasn't jealous. She was dangerous. And while I'm getting started, don't forget to subscribe. This is where we'll find the wildest family dramas, real-life revelations, and stories you won't be able to tear yourself away from. My name is Emily Carter, 27 years old, overly responsible, anxious by nature, and the kind of person who apologizes when someone else steps on my foot. I always put my family first. Always. I worked through college, took care of my younger sister Lily when she spiraled through her rebellious phase, and let my parents live rent-free in the apartment above my garage when Dad lost his job. I've spent years patching together my family's broken pieces, even when the edges cut into me. But nothing prepared me for what they did. Or what she did. My mother, Rachel Carter, flawless blonde hair, Hollywood smile, Botox-polished forehead, a woman who weaponized charm the way others used knives, had always needed attention like oxygen. She needed to be adored, worshipped, envied. And when she felt ignored, she didn't cry. She made everyone else cry. I grew up walking on eggshells around her, measuring the temperature of every room by the tension in her jaw, the vibration in her voice, the way she stirred her coffee too slowly when she was unhappy with me. Dad always said, "Just let her express herself, Em. She's had a hard life." But I never understood why I had to pay for her hard life. Then there was Lily, my younger sister by 4 years. She wasn't evil, not like Mom, but she was careless, impulsive, and devastatingly loyal to whoever was offering her the most validation that week. She switched allegiances like fashion trends. And no one fed her need for attention like our mother did. We were a triangle of dysfunction, held together by guilt, expectation, and the faintest traces of love. So when I got engaged to Ethan Hale, I never expected my family to celebrate with me. But I didn't expect them to try to steal everything either. Ethan. God. Even thinking about him now makes my stomach twist. He was handsome in a gentle way. Brown hair that curled when it grew too long, soft green eyes, a laugh that filled the room. He was patient with me, even when I couldn't be patient with myself. We started dating 3 years ago after he transferred to my department at the architectural firm where I work. He was talented. Creative. Good in the kind of way that makes you suspicious at first. Like, is anyone really this kind? Turns out, no. No, they're not. But I didn't know that then. When he proposed, I cried so hard I scared him. It felt like everything was finally aligning. Like maybe I wasn't destined to keep fixing other people's messes forever. I should have known my mother wouldn't let me have one perfect thing. The first red flag appeared 2 months before the wedding. I caught Mom sending selfies to Ethan. Not innocent ones. Not future mother-in-law selfies. But the kind where she was posed, lips full, eyes seductive, angle low enough that I could see the lace of the nightgown she only wore on special occasions. I confronted her immediately, voice trembling. "Mom, what are you doing? Why are you sending pictures like that to my fiancé?" She blinked at me, bewildered, offended. "Emily, please. Don't be dramatic. I was helping him choose colors for the wedding decor. You know pictures help him visualize. Then why are you half naked?" She scoffed. "This is a robe. And maybe if you had any creativity, you'd understand why people ask for my opinion." Ethan claimed it was a misunderstanding. Said he asked about color palettes and she overdid it. He apologized. Promised to set boundaries. I believed him. Because I loved him. Because I wanted to trust him. Because it was easier than admitting something darker was happening. I didn't know that was only the beginning. The second red flag arrived in the form of a text message. From Mom. 2:14 a.m. He says he's not sure about you. I just thought you should know. My heart plummeted. I was half asleep, stumbling out of bed, gasping for air. I texted back with shaking hands. Me. What? Why would he say that? Mom. We've been talking. He just needs someone who understands him emotionally. Someone who sees him. My vision blurred with tears. Someone like her? Before I could spiral further, Ethan called me. At 2 in the morning. His voice thick with sleep and confusion. What's wrong? Why are you crying? I read the messages to him. He swore he hadn't said anything to my mom. He even sounded angry, actually angry, at her. She's manipulating you, he said. I'll talk to her tomorrow. I wanted to believe him. I did believe him. I shouldn't have. The inciting incident, the moment the story truly began, happened 1 week before the wedding. I came home early from work to surprise Ethan. Instead, I found him in the living room with my mother. They were sitting too close. Her hand was on his knee. His face was pale, like he'd been caught doing something awful, but he didn't move away. I didn't breathe. I didn't speak. I just listened. Mom's voice was soft, coaxing. You don't have to settle, sweetheart. You deserve someone who understands your needs. Someone mature enough to take care of you. Ethan whispered something I couldn't hear. Mom slid her hand higher. I stepped into the room. Get your hands off my fiancé. Ethan jumped up like I'd electrocuted him, stuttering. Emily, it's not she. Mom stood calm as ever. Don't make a scene. I kicked her out of my house. She left with a smirk. Ethan fell apart, claiming she cornered him, touched him without permission, tried to kiss him. He insisted he didn't want her. He begged me to believe him. I should have. Part of me did. But another part, the part still trembling from the robe selfies, the 2 a.m. texts, the dress-fitting incident, knew there was something he wasn't telling me. I just didn't know what. 3 days before the wedding, the truth detonated. Lily came to my house crying, really crying, not her fake. Someone scratched my car. Crying. She sobbed into my arms, shaking. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. Lily, what are you talking about? She handed me her phone. A video played. A video taken inside a hotel room. A video of my mother. In lingerie. On a bed. And Ethan. Kissing her neck. Touching her. Whispering something against her skin that made her close her eyes in satisfaction. I felt my soul leave my body. Lily dropped to her knees, gasping. Mom made me record it. She said it was for proof. She said you'd thank her someday. Proof? Proof of what? My hands shook as I replayed it again and again, numb, dissociating. My mother holding my fiancé. My fiancé holding her back. Both of them acting like this was normal. Expected. Natural. Ethan betrayed me. Mom orchestrated it. Together. I didn't cry. Shock froze every emotion inside me like winter ice over a river. I walked upstairs, opened our closet, pulled out a suitcase, and began packing. Mechanically. Silently. Ethan came home an hour later. He found me folding clothes. He went pale. Emily. No. Please, no, listen. Listen to me. I didn't stop. How long? How long? He sank to the floor, hands in his hair. I didn't want her. She pressured me. She threatened to destroy my career. She said she'd expose personal things I told her in confidence. Why were you even confiding in her? She made me. She said you wouldn't understand, that I needed someone more mature. I didn't mean for anything to happen, she. Stop. He kept talking. Begging. Crawling after me as I moved from room to room. I love you. I love you, Emily. I was confused. I was manipulated. I didn't know how to tell you without losing you. You lost me the moment you touched her. His face twisted with grief. But mine remained still. Unmovable. Dead. Dad tried to calm everything. He said Mom was going through something. He said Ethan made a mistake. He said family sticks together. I told Dad to leave before I said something I couldn't take back. Mom didn't apologize. Instead, she delivered the final blow. She accused me of being dramatic. She said I wasn't sexual enough for a man like Ethan, that she was helping him explore what he needed. She claimed I should be grateful. But the final knife came when she announced, with glowing pride, Ethan and I are getting married. The world tilted. I stared at her, words failing, reality slipping. You're marrying my fiancé? No, sweetie, she said gently, brushing my cheek with the back of her fingers like I was a child. Your ex-fiancé. Something inside me shattered. But she wasn't finished. I want you to be my maid of honor. It would mean so much to me. I laughed. I laughed so hard I bent over, clutching my stomach. She didn't understand. She thought I was being cruel. But the truth was simpler. She had finally gone completely insane. Lily stayed with me for a week after that. She cooked for me. Cleaned. Watched movies with me until I fell asleep on the couch. She whispered apologies every night, guilt suffocating her. She said she didn't know how to stop Mom. No one did. But she tried to help me in her own way. And that was when she revealed the last secret. The one that explained everything. The one that ended the story. She handed me a USB drive and said, "You need to see this." On the drive were messages. Screenshots. Voice notes. Dozens. Hundreds. Between Mom and Ethan. Some were from before the proposal. Before we even officially started dating. Mom had been manipulating him for years. She used therapy techniques she picked up from self-help books to groom him emotionally. She praised him excessively, then withheld affection to keep him chasing her approval. She fed him lies about me, told him I was unstable, uninterested, cold. She made him dependent on her validation. It wasn't love. It was obsession. It wasn't an affair. It was a calculated strategy. One designed to destroy me. Because she couldn't stand the idea of me being happy. Not when she wasn't. Not when she never got her perfect wedding. The final confrontation happened 2 days before their wedding. I went to their venue, not to crash it, not to fight, but to end things in a way that let me walk away with dignity. Dad cried when he saw me. Lily held my hand. Mom smirked. Ethan looked like he hadn't slept in weeks. I walked straight up to the altar where their rehearsal was happening. Then I placed the USB drive on the podium. "This," I said quietly, "is the last time you get to hurt me." Mom scoffed. "You can't blackmail us, Emily." I looked at her with a calm she didn't expect. "I don't want to blackmail you. I'm giving it to you. You can destroy it if you want. I don't care anymore." Ethan's voice trembled. "Emily, please." I held up my hand. "No. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine." I breathed in. And I chose myself. I'm done being your victim. I'm done being the family disappointment. I'm done fixing your mistakes. I'm done paying for your insecurities. Mom opened her mouth to argue. I didn't let her. "I'm not your maid of honor. I'm not part of this wedding. I'm not part of this family. Not anymore." Lily sobbed. Dad begged. Ethan whispered apologies like prayers. But I didn't stay. I walked out of the venue with the sun hitting my face like a blessing. I didn't look back. Not once. The wedding never happened. Apparently, Ethan backed out an hour before the ceremony. Rumor has it he had a panic attack so severe the paramedics were called. Mom screamed at him. Screamed at Dad. Screamed at everyone. She blamed me, of course. She always will. But I don't care anymore. I moved to another state. Started a new job. Started therapy. Started living. Lily visits me sometimes. Dad sends letters. Mom doesn't reach out. Thank God. Sometimes I still replay everything. Sometimes I wonder how I didn't see the signs sooner. Sometimes I wonder if love made me blind or if trauma made me loyal. But then I remind myself of the truth. I escaped. I survived. I finally chose myself, and that was the best decision I ever made.